guess so.
You want to just
we'll
get
start,
right into it, or
well, we'll start from right. So like I saw what I saw versus what you saw. We're talking about LeBron's elbowing. What's the guy's name?
LeBron versus Isaiah Stewart.
LeBron elbows Isaiah Stewart in the face on the box out.
Allegedly.
It is video. Okay. We're allowed to judge these things. It's our podcast.
Okay.
No, but so he elbows him, and then like after what I saw was just clips of him going nuts, but I didn't see like exactly how long it took for him to really start going nuts. I saw there was a good amount of blood on his face when he was really going, so I assume it happened over a good period of time.
Right. Okay, so this is what I saw. I'll tell you what I saw on that. Okay. Was that the elbow obviously happened. He had the reaction to it. There was let's call it a confrontation. Like you kind of get in each other. Like he got in LeBron's face and was kind of talking, and then more people come in and they're being separated and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know time wise how long that was. I think it was a little bit of time. Normal amount of time of like the. I'm trying to think. It's not like it hasn't become a brawl yet. It's just that kind of initial confrontation, I guess I'll just call it. And then Russell Westbrook came into it, and then more guys kind of started coming into it. I did think it was funny. When I was watching the video, I heard over like the loudspeaker or whatever, reminding the fans to stay in their seats. And it wasn't lost on me that it's in Detroit,
Yeah.
And they were. I don't think it's called the Palace anymore. But
Malice in the Palace is still fresh in everybody's mind.
But I was like, quickly, everyone stay in your seats. Yeah. Let's not let this get out of hand. And then as he was Isaiah Stewart was being kind of escorted, then he got, I don't know if what was said but he got more upset. He kind of tried to charge at him and then was held back again and started kind of being pushed away or walked away again, and then went for a third try at LeBron. Who knows why, but conveniently, the closer he got, the less he started charging. So, take that however you want to take that, but that was my view of it.
Yeah. I was just going to say, like, and this goes for, like, all brawls in sports, is, like, there's a window of time that you have to be, like, to get after it.
Right.
And if you don't take that short window, it's hard. I've missed my window. I'm sure plenty of people have missed their windows. Right. Like, if you don't take that window, you kind of just got to pipe down.
Yeah. Well, because we've talked about it before, just in general, like how many people actually want to fight out there.
Right.
And you've brought up the point when we've talked about that basketball specifically would be really difficult because you have these, huge athletic guys with great traction, that can just get all their power into it. So you can't just let guys fight. But I think my issue with
kind of be cool if they let them fight.
Right. I mean, we both, I think, agree with that. But I also acknowledge that why you can't do that. I understand why I'm not going to get my way on this. Yeah, but I'm just saying what I don't like is that, like I said, like the first time he tried to like kind of charge at LeBron or whoever on the Lakers he was going after, it was pretty clear that the assistant coaches of the Pistons were not going to be able to hold him back. He is more powerful, faster, stronger than them. So, like, the get by them power, like, towards LeBron and then kind of stop and have to be, like, taken back again and then try to do it again, it's like, listen, man, either kind of go all the way or stop. Yeah. But that was kind of where I was like, I don't know. Like, that seems a little for show to me. Now, I understand why he's upset. He has every right to be upset. But that's where it was kind of like like running at the person and then getting there and be like, okay, like hold me back. Like that was a little bit kind of how I saw it, where I was like, and then it just kind of kept happening. Where now it's like, yeah, this is kind of out of hand now. Like now you're probably going to get suspended or in trouble for this because
and then like I'm not a big fan of retribution, and I don't know how much like of that really goes on in the NBA, but it's like, at this point, you're fucking up any chance of that in the future now for like somebody else or you, right? Because like if you had just been like, oh man, I got a cut eye and I got to stop playing, and then like what I'm saying, it's just an ejection. No one really says anything, whatever. Right. If you catch Braun with an elbow later in the season, no, like people might like ESPN might find that clip, but like otherwise, like you'd probably be good. Right. Now it's a whole big thing.
Well, because originally, like, LeBron would have been ejected, but Isaiah Stewart wouldn't have. Like, he wouldn't have been ejected for it. Right. But I saw that I think they're playing the Lakers in LA again on Sunday. And we're like, well, now he'll probably won't be a part of that game because it'll probably be like a couple game suspension. People are guessing based on his actions. Like, now you don't get a chance to, retaliate essentially.
So is he gonna get suspended longer than Bron? Do you think Bron's getting suspended?
I would guess it's always tough because I'm not one of those people that buys into, the conspiracies of, whatnot. But it does feel like it's got to be hard for the NBA to suspend LeBron. He's their guy. I wouldn't be surprised like a 1-game suspension. I also just personally don't think. I think if I saw anybody do what he did, I wouldn't expect that guy to be suspended though. Yeah, I would. I
know the NBA maybe is
maybe just to
now,
set a precedent because it turned into something. Maybe you give him a 1-game suspension. I wouldn't have a problem if he wasn't suspended. I personally don't. I think it was on purpose. Sometimes that stuff happens. I understand maybe the ejection or a technical foul there. You just can't do that stuff. But I wouldn't have. I don't think LeBron should be suspended, for a long period of time. 1 game tops, and I would guess Isaiah Stewart probably gets at least a few games. That would at least be my guess.
That is interesting. It is interesting to me,
right?
the guy with the bloody face. That's pissed
because
off
of the way he
about
reacted. It was the reaction to it.
No, and that's the thing. I agree. I agree with that. With the way that plays out, it's just funny to me that is how it ultimately could play out. Is that this guy could get fucked up and then get the worst punishment out of it.
Right. I mean, if it was up to me, I would give no suspensions to either of them. Let's play. Let's play on. Because I don't know if you saw. I saw something today. How you feel about it? Where apparently a report came out that LeBron tried to get his number last night and apologize and kind of reach out to him and say it wasn't intentional and almost kind of calm it down. I don't know. Right. How do you feel about that? Let's assume that that's true. I don't know. It was a report, but let's assume that that's true. How do you feel about that in general?
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. It sounds like it sounds like how I would think LeBron would react to that type of situation.
Right.
I think it's a good move. I think it's a solid move.
It could maybe mean maybe then that's we won't even suspend you now. Now that you extended the olive branch, it's also a good look for that. I think there's
a where I get Stewart getting suspended is from the league standpoint, you do have to set a precedent of you wild out like that, you're gonna get suspended.
Right. Yeah.
Because as far as what happened on the floor, he got hurt. No one else got hurt.
My eyes fucked up. Why am I getting suspended? I can't see right now, and now you're telling me I don't get to play when everyone else gets to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, let's say you're in a spot, you're in Isaiah Stewart's spot, and the guy that hit you, or let's take it from a baseball perspective, a guy, a pitcher hits you, you charged, you had this whole thing, and he reaches out to you that night and be like, hey man, I'm sorry, it wasn't on purpose, whatever he says, what's your reaction to that guy reaching out to you? Be honest.
Honest, I mean, I hate to, I wish I could say something cool, but it's probably just appreciate you reaching out, we're good.
Really?
I'm not in it. I don't know what we're, but let's say I got hit, right? I got hit by some veteran legendary pitcher, and I flipped the fuck out. Something had gone on where I thought it was on purpose, whatever. I flipped the fuck out, and then later he reached out and was like, "Hey man, just hope we're good." I don't know. I'm not gonna I don't think I'm gonna be fuck you. I don't think I'm gonna want to make a big let's meet for coffee and talk about all right, I appreciate the gesture. I reciprocate and we can move on.
Okay, so maybe a pitcher hitting you is not the right analogy, because that usually I would say if it gets to that point, most likely he probably did it on purpose. Let's say it's him covering a base and the way he tagged you, You know, it was kind of like a similar, like kind of could be involuntary, could be on purpose, and like, but you exchanged a lot of, you know, like fuck you, like I'll fuck you, like you were kind of shit talking to each other, and then you know because it got to that point, and then later that night he's like, hey, I didn't mean to do that on purpose. Maybe after kind of while in the battle, like, yeah, fuck you, man, like, I'll do whatever the fuck I want, or something like that. I feel like I would be kind of like, nah,
because you understand that.
I'll see you next time. I got you. I heard what you said.
Right. But you wouldn't tell him that.
No, I probably wouldn't respond.
You'd just be like, you probably be like, yeah, we good. Like whether you felt it or not. Like that's when, like if I didn't feel it and I was still like fuck him, I'd be like, all right, cool, we good.
I don't think I would tell someone we're good if I didn't think we were good. I'd be like, I see you next time.
It's not a good. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, in general, it's not a good sign if you're asking somebody if you're good. So yeah, but like
relationship advice from David Washington. All right, so that's our LeBron and Isaiah Stewart take.